Alright guys, it is Blockchain coming at you with another technical analysis update. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Corey, aka Blockchain. Starting off on my website, blockchaintratrading.com. The link is below. Biggest thing I want to highlight in there is a quick description of the exclusive Discord that we have in there for technical analysis, options alerts, and crypto alerts. So no matter what market you're in, we have you covered. So a little intro about us. The three different levels of membership between the monthly, yearly, and lifetime. Starting off on the yearly, you actually get the full six segmented trading class that I have that covers a lot of the trading essentials that I use in my technical analysis, so you can follow along with me. And then, of course, the #1 trading strategy that I use for free. Just fill this little guy out, and I'll send you a video demonstration on my #1 trading strategy that is consistent, profitable, reliable, and applicable to any market. So make sure you guys get in there and check it out, as well as with a couple testimonials here. So definitely get on and check it out. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the Discord. So let's go ahead, and speaking of which, I guess the Discord, let's take a quick look so that way you guys can see what's going on in there. So from a crypto perspective, we have KJ. He alerted us of a 122% gainer today. And then in the traditional markets, if you missed the last week, we have... Where is it? Where's his rundown? These are all the ones he had today. So last week he actually had like 3% or 3,000% confirmed profits from his calls last week. 2,000 the week before, 1,500 the week before. So just absolutely killing it. And then of course, and you can see some of our members' gains that we have here. So actually a couple option calls that I've had there. I had 1,000% gainer from my technical analysis that I posted. MDU Chow, sitting quite nicely with over 30,000% profit on some of his trades that he's been in. So all good stuff. So hopefully I'll catch you guys in there. But let's go ahead and dive into the charts. All right, everybody, before we go ahead and dive into the charts, just starting off here on the Discord. So if you guys are not a member in there, just want to go ahead and showcase some of the calls we had earlier on, I guess over the weekend on the 10th. So we had XTZ, 180% gainer. I had Sol, another 91% gainer. That was the second call I had on that one. ETH was up 15%, and a nice little 50% gainer on Bitcoin. SWD, he held some positions from some earlier calls, and you can see that he had a nice little 638% and 161% gainer from some earlier calls in the Discord earlier. So awesome stuff. So just want to kind of showcase and highlight that. I think it's a combination of both of those. So if you're not in the Discord, hopefully I catch you guys in there, because we are definitely got some good stuff going. So let's go ahead and dive into the chart. So I want to cover a couple things on Bitcoin here. So one is obviously we've had this pullback here, and we have our weekly resistance right here at 42,850. And that is actually a pretty heavy support zone in general. So I'm going to put a price tag on that guy. You can see that's also right where we have our two EMAs right there as well. So a couple things, again, we want to be aware of. I've been highlighting this for a little bit for our bullish case and our bearish case. So the bearish case is that this is an ABC. Now we did get a little wick up above the 1.618. The 1.618 was actually on that last candle close. And let me go ahead and just put it on there for you guys. So it'd be the A, and then down for the B, and then up for the C. So you can see that we did get a wick through it, and that's when we got our rejection and pushed right back down. And so 42,740, we'll just call it 42,700 is our current support. So on the daily, I'm sorry, on the weekly, what I do want to point out is that we did get into the bullish control zone. We fell out. So we are finding a little bit of support here on our fast moving EMA. So that's definitely something I want to pay attention to. But we also did just get I guess not quite, well, in 3 days and 22 hours, we'll have a confirmation of our sell signal right here on a market liberator, which generally leads to continuation to the downside on a weekly perspective. If not, if not continuation to a downside, I mean, in a heavy perspective, I mean, at least some consolidation back down towards our support at 42,700. If we flip down to the daily, you can definitely see we're getting squeezed. So we definitely have some sell pressure and buy pressure between our EMAs here, and definitely getting squeezed and pushed down. RSI is about almost to the top of the bearish control zone, finding some support. Our VWAP is starting to curl back up, so that is a good case for the bulls. And we could be looking at a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here, and an ABC correction. So basically we would have our 1, 2, 3, 4, and our 5, and then currently with this have a expanded B, and then coming down for the C, and also kind of again setting the support right here at 43.8. So this is on a daily perspective, a little bit above the weekly support at 42.7. So 43.8 is our daily support that is currently, I guess, holding us up at the moment from dropping any further. So all important things we want to pay attention to is a potential bounce here on the bearish control zone, as well as the VWAP starting to curl back up, and look for a potential print of our buy signal on a market liberator, which will probably happen if we hold this level for another couple days. I would say probably look for potentially the 17th of September. So in a couple days. Also, we have BBWP, pretty much down here on the floor as well. So we can we're still getting some contraction going on, and still getting quite squeezed, I'd say. And let's look at the 16-hour. Let's see, yeah, still outside of the volume band and underneath our fast-moving EMA, so still having some downside pressure. 16-hour has not printed a buy signal yet, but VWAP is still starting to curl back up, which is showing potential signs of a reversal. Again, still getting squeezed on our EMAs here, and yeah, still a lot of sell pressure on the 8-hour. As we are still underneath our fast-moving EMA on the RSI. So still a lot of downwards momentum. Let's see, 16-hour and about 4-hour, or I guess a 6-hour in about 4 hours, 47 minutes. We will have a confirmed buy signal here on the market liberator, and we did break our fast-moving EMA. So shorter, smaller time frames are starting to look at a potential little bit of a bounce here. And yep, RSI did break. Still underneath our slow-moving EMA. 2-hour about to break outside of the bearish control zone. So it looks like we could be doing a little bit of a bounce. I guess as far as the price action goes, just a couple things I want to highlight, where it's just been, it was just nasty over this weekend. So there was a lot of nastiness. I mean, we had a move from 44.7 up to 46.5. Back down to 44.2, back up to 47, back down to 43.4, and we can see that we are back up to 45.4. Yep, 45.4 roughly was the high. It's currently sitting at 45.1. So we are on top of some support zones at the moment. And a couple things I do want to highlight. Let's go to the 1 hour, where we did come back up and we did tag the 618 fib as far as the retracement goes with this current move up. It looks like just shy of it. Where we had this move down, we have this little bit of a bounce, which this, and on a smaller time frame, does kind of look like a B wave. And you can see on the 1 hour we're finding some resistance here from continuing up on the volume band. And again, this is on CME, so not spot, so it's going to look a little bit different, and prices may be a little bit different from what you guys have on your exchange. So it's either that, you know, this is the end of something or the start of something on this particular move down. And, you know, like, this whole mess does look somewhat corrective, and, you know, it doesn't look finished in regards to the downside, in my opinion. And if you're to simply take out this wick right here, you know, trend lines, and a lot of people do them from, you know, high to lows, you know, but I kind of ignore some of the wicks just because we can have this simple one right here where we had this wick, we went right back through, had the wick, we went right back through, and again, this is on the hour. So we haven't had any 2 hour, 4 hour closures outside of this potential, you know, trend line that we have had right here. And if I were to go through and draw it, I mean, I'd almost kind of do a WXY, and just as far as a correction goes, just because it hasn't been super strong, I guess, from I guess super clean. But if I were to kind of go through and pull it, I would look at this as a W, this potentially be the X, and then potentially looking at going up again for a Y. But still looking at somewhat of a, you know, a three-wave formation to potentially have continuation to the downside. There's been super heavy selling pressure, and so far the bears are winning. So bulls are putting up a fight, but bears have definitely gone through and established their ground right here. I was also potentially looking at this as you know, simple, you know, ABC correction, and this being a C wave, because there is a case to make this a 5-wave move. So 1, 2, let's be our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then basically having this as the 4, and then this was the 5th, but with that wick, that completely changed things. So that's kind of where that somewhat got invalidated, I guess you could say, and make this a 3-wave correction. So basically we would have a ABC right here, a 3-wave connector, and then another ABC, which would make this a 3-wave move. So basically, boom, boom, and then an A, B, C, like so. So to turn that into more of a complex correction, and still kind of looking to see what this is going to do on this move up. You know, this move up doesn't look the cleanest. It looks to be a little bit more of like a potentially a B wave, or, you know, we would have it come back down and set in a potentially lower low. But if we do pull a fib extension from this low to the high, you can see we didn't come back down and tag the 1.236, you know, which is typically, you know, we normally come back down and we set in a lower low. And let me just move that real quick. Make sure. Yeah, we came right back. We came up and just tagged the MA right there. So, but typically what we'll see is we'll come back and have this. If this is the end of something, then, you know, we'll have a Y, and then we'll come back and set in a quick lower low with a wick, and then potentially take off to the upside. But if this is, you know, I guess call it a potential B wave where we could be looking at a C. This formation right here doesn't look impulsive to me. I mean, if we go down to a 15-minute, you know, potentially we would have to really be in the 4th wave right now. So what I would look for this to potentially start a C up is to have this turn into, this would be a 1, 2, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, 3rd, so this would be the 4th, and then up again for the 5th, to potentially get rejected at the 200 right here, and come back down. So if that is the case, then that would turn into a 1-2, and then that could build our case, I guess, for the bulls to come back up and, you know, really retest 51K if we don't get a continuation to the downside. So I guess, well, overall, what I'm looking for is to have a rejection, you know, potentially up here 45.5, and again, this is on the CME, so potential rejection at 45.5. And we'll come back down in another 3-wave fashion, or if we come back down in another 5-wave, that would finish this off as a separate complete move. If we come back down in a 3-wave fashion, then I would look for a bounce at probably the 618 roughly for this move, and have this as a 1-2, and then 3-4, and then let's go and just pull the fib so we can get a little bit better accurate targets on this. Alright, so if we did, again, theoretically, and then that should honestly put us at a target of about 49K again. So the third wave, we'll be looking about 42, and then a fifth wave at about 49.7. Let's see where does that put us on some higher time frames. Let's look at the 4-hour. Nothing super interesting to note about. I'm just scrolling out here. Alright, so let's look at the daily. Where that put us? Yeah, that put us right at a resistance point as well, so about 50.6. So I'm going to shoot back down and scroll back in. And again, this is hypothetical in regards to what we could be looking at for if this does turn into a C wave up. So again, CME, it's a little bit cleaner on wave structure than what it is on spot. So that's why I'm looking at this right now. But it would make sense for us to get another move up and another 3-wave down for us to potentially get up and test the, if they test the 50K number again, I might get a little bit of a push higher than that. And on the hourly, yeah, you can see that was our last resistance point up here and right here as well. So that would be a nice little confluent zone, but that would pop us back above, you know, all the major moving averages there, to potentially find support as a start of an impulsive move. So it kind of comes down to really what we'll see over the next 24 to 48 hours, in my opinion, to kind of determine if we're going to get another move to the downside, or if this is going to be a C wave, and then kind of, I guess, do a little bit of a bull trap, and because we would need another leg to the downside, because I just don't see this as a finishing 5-wave move, in my opinion. So I mean, I might dive into a little bit further and do another case, but you know, we'll see. So all kind of, in my opinion, comes down to really what we see right here. If we come down on a 5-wave structure or a 3-wave structure, for the bulls or the bears to kind of come in and set their case. So all in all, guys, that's what I got. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the Discord. If not, I'll see you on the video tomorrow, and I'm going to give you guys a little update of what I'm looking at right there in the middle.